defendant will rise, face the jury, and hearken to its verdicts.
State of Wisconsin versus Kyle Rittenhouse. As to the first count of the information, Joseph Rosenbaum. We, the jury, find the defendant Kyle H. Rittenhouse not guilty. As to the second count of the information, Richard McGinnis. We, the jury, find the defendant Kyle H. Rittenhouse not guilty. As to the third count of the information, unknown male. We, the jury, find the defendant Kyle H. Rittenhouse not guilty. As to the fourth count of the information, Anthony Huber. We, the jury, find the defendant Kyle H. Rittenhouse not guilty. As to the fifth count of the information, Gage Grosskreutz. We, the jury, find the defendant Kyle H. Rittenhouse not guilty.
Yeah!
Holy
Victory!
shit!
One who does
Yes!
not
Oh my god!
Oh man, I was just
You guys, Nate
Oh,
is
what a
gonna come
reaction.
on here and be like, "I told you guys when everybody thought that all
across
was
the board.
lost."
what a reaction.
It started. Just
Breathe,
about,
man. Breathe, kid. Breathe, breathe.
and I.
His whole
I
life,
told you it for
his
last
whole life just came
Oh
back to
my
it.
God.
This is 3 weeks.
And hello, all you folks out there, YouTube land! Laura's Crocker Squirrels here with a surprise stream, and welcome. And as always, we include the Snark Patrol. Hello, Snark Patrol. Say hello.
Hello, Snark Patrol. Today's episode of Snark Patrol is powered by Mountain Dew
And freedom.
Hashtag Pepsi, please sponsor us. Hashtag we wish.
Hashtag totally not sponsored by Pepsi.
Yeah, we were all. Yeah, we were all totally just like Kyle, free to do something.
So, for those of you who've been hiding under a rock for the last 6 months, or at least the last several hours,
Like tornado.
Kyle Rittenhouse was declared not guilty on all charges. And the salt is fucking real. All the salt. Jerry Nadler is threatening Kyle with the Department of Justice. This will not happen. If it does happen, Jerry will lose, and he will have no one to blame but himself.
No double jeopardy.
Well, no. They can, as long as they bring different charges. And BT's welcome to join in if he wants. There, Sanji. Let me do a thing. If NBT wants to come around, wants to drop in, he is certainly welcome to do that. Let's just add him in if I can.
And the jury. What did you say about the jury and the salt mines?
Oh, there was great salt. NBT, hello, welcome to the Snark Patrol. How is NBT today?
Hello, NBT.
I'm so relieved about him getting up. I mean, that is just incredible. I mean, I was so skeptical at the end and thought that the image, the photoshopped image, would have changed the mind of jurors and would be at least a hung jury. Oh.
Oh, we got a TMA. He is right. They are losing their.
Hey there, TMA. Yeah, I know. The salt mines are working overtime.
Yep.
What was that quote you said, Squirrel? So everyone can hear it live.
And the jury spoke, saying, Kyle Rittenhouse did nothing wrong. Let there be salt, and the salt mines were thrown open, and Olive Trigger got to work.
I believe it was, and the jury said, "Let there be salt," and the salt mines were flung open.
I like my new version better.
And the jury saw that it was good.
I have a lefty friend who got involved or started following the case after the drone image came up and the ridiculous explanation from the DA, and he was like, "That makes no sense. That's all bullshit. That's why he started following the case and looked into it a little bit." And he was like, "Yeah, this is clear self-defense." And he is a guy that likes AUC and bias, so he's clearly left-leaning. It's like, wow, even he agrees. I mean, that was so much clear case of self-defense, no matter what people say.
Okay, the persecute. Okay, TMA. To answer here, the Fluffer Boy 2004 and Lunchbox probably won't see criminal charges, but I expect I expect, nay, demand that they be brought up on for ethics violations. I would not want to be bigger tonight because his boss was watching that, and his boss is, and I guarantee you, his boss is not happy.
Sauerkraut is about to be screwed.
After the bullshit he pulled on the reply in closing arguments. Yeah, no.
And the evidence?
I wouldn't be honestly too sure that he's getting anything, because if you look at it, the only people complaining about misconduct were online lawyers doing a stream, and I haven't seen anything really in mainstream media about them do all the misconduct they have done. Actually, what
you
I
wouldn't
have seen is,
honestly, NBT. I don't think you would. I honestly don't think you would.
Yeah, the media complained about the judge screaming at the DA and being unfair to the DA. What?
I'm going to give you this right here. The judge did not start screaming at the DA until the DA pulled a stupid, and he did it repeatedly.
Yeah.
but it's typical lying by omission of facts.
Well, he actually, Bigger was trying to nail Kyle to a wall on shit that he had already been told was not admissible.
I mean, they clearly did hide evidence. They tried witness intimidation, like getting to change. The one guy was like, "Yeah, you want to change your testimony? No, come on, change it." Like, that was one of the big things that came out. Like, you told me to change my testimony. No, we didn't.
Yep. You know.
Wait, that happened?
That was the thing that actually happened, but more egregious was Binger trying to confronting Kyle on the stand, demanding to know why he didn't speak out between the time he was arrested and the time he was and that particular moment. And the answer is he has a Fifth Amendment right to do what he's doing.
I think if I have something positive to say about Binger, I think he's a pretty good DA sitting in an interview room and trying to get the criminal to say something wrong, because the amount of times he asks the same question just a tiny little bit different to get a different answer is, I mean, it's hard to stay up and say the same thing.
Yeah.
It's hardcore psychology trying to trick you.
Yeah. The biggest thing was, the biggest no-no that was done was with that drone evidence. That is a huge no-no.
Well, that's actually, honestly, that's actually that is merely a Brady violation. Trying to deprive Mr. Rittenhouse of his Fifth Amendment right. That's the one that should have killed it. The trial should have been over right there on the damn spot. And then shortly thereafter, Binger tried to bring in a question about another issue the judge had already ruled was inadmissible.
actually, in my opinion, that was not the worst thing. The drone footage was definitely the worst thing. They did take the footage, they enhanced it, slash photoshopped it to say, look here, he's pointing a gun at somebody. It looks like, I mean, if you get the shitty image suggested, it looks like, yes, he's pointing a gun 45 degrees up to the left into the air almost. The issue is, that is a clear Photoshop image, and they knew it didn't show what they were claiming. Because if you looked at any of the frames before and after, the 2 frames they did Photoshop out, you could clearly see he never pointed any gun, ever. It was misleading, and they knew that exactly.
Well, and then they supplied a different version to the.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. The copy they gave to the defense was clearly a different version, and clearly they did that did that on purpose. So.
Oh yeah. I mean, the bullshit he was lying about. Yeah, the bullshit. I mean, but again, they Photoshop fake evidence. For me, that was the worst because that was also done intentionally. That means they were making their own evidence to win, and that, I mean, that you can't. You can't go worse than that direct fraud, in my opinion.
Well,
Yeah.
here's the original.
Well, we can't see it. We're watching the scroll play slightly as we talk about the fraud the DA tried to pull on the defense there. Like, I know they have to technically still prove it,
All right, I think
but we all know.
The issue is they never proved it, but they get it in on such BS. I mean, I would 100% understood if there was a hung jury because of that one image. Because that one image, if somebody tells you he's pointing a gun, you fucking see somebody pointing a gun. Because it was so bad quality. I mean, let's take an example. If you Google a mouse face, you get an image of an image of a mountain that looks like a face. But it's not a face. It's because someone tells you it looks like a face.
I have okay, for the record, folks, I'm restarting the game just to make sure I've got the right one. I may not.
It doesn't matter. I don't care what you're playing.
Well, would you believe me, MBT, if I told you that the drone footage that they ultimately showed to the jury was direct copy paste from a Fox News video?
Yep.
I mean, I wouldn't know. I think they lied about the drone footage and they had it way longer. And I think also they had a lot more of the drone footage than what they were showing. Because I own a drone, I've been flying drones for many years. And I can tell you 100% this footage was already altered before they... it was already altered from their original version because it was cut down and changed somehow already. I mean, it was unreliable. And how the fuck do you... Seriously, you take somebody coming in with an iPhone doing an airdrop of a couple of second footage, which was most likely a full footage, you don't know the name, and like, how much bullshit? I mean, that should have never been evident.
Well, believe it or not, I could prove why the prosecution downloaded the video from Fox News. Because it was up on Fox News for a brief moment before they took it down.
I think they had that image, that video at least a year. I don't believe them that video just came in a couple of days before the trial ended. No way.
Apparently they had a lot of things. What's his name? Darth. I can't remember.
Darth Crypto.
Yeah, Darth Crypto. He went over that video with a fine-tooth comb.
Yeah, well, he found a video that they apparently, according to what he's testified to, that the DA should have had access to, that proved that the owners of the car lot were there with Kyle, because it's a video of somebody with a body cam walking by, seeing Kyle walking and then walking past a van he's near, and then on the other side of the van is the owners, and you see them for a brief few frames. And so that means if the thing, this is going a little bit on a stretch, but still, if they had this footage and they still put the owners up there to make that testimony, that's not good either. Because then they're literally putting those witnesses up there to purposely perjure themselves, or to commit perjury in order to frame
Kyle, basically.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
I wasn't sure frame was the right word, but
I'm happy. I must say, though, I'm happy in the end that the judge decided not to go for the mistrial with or without prejudice, because an acquittal in the end, a full acquittal like now, nothing is better than that. Especially after all the bullshit that was allowed in. Nobody can say really that the judge was a far right-wing leaning judge or something, because he allowed so much BS that wouldn't have been able to be put in any other place. I mean, he gave the state every chance they could.
Yeah, no one in their right mind would would risk opening up that case because of all the contamination in it. Because the minute they started, trying to say that there's, that case was done wrong or anything, then everything the prosecution does comes right out,
It would have helped if they actually had a case.
As far as I know, it's technically impossible no matter what Kyle says. Even if Kyle would go out, I killed them intentionally, it was fun. I mean, they still could never open that case again because of double jeopardy.
You are correct.
Never ever again.
Because there was a a jury verdict in Child's favor, he cannot be retried for these crimes. It doesn't work.
Maybe that's what the judge was hoping for. Because I was really questioning the judge's decisions. Like I just went nuts when he let that juror take the instructions home. I was like, what?
What?
That? Yeah.
I mean, in the end, I don't give a shit what the judge allowed, because the most important thing is it did go the right way. I mean, it's not a mistrial. The jury did take it out. They came before lunch to an agreement. That means that him allowing them to take the papers home, the jury instructions home, actually did something good, because apparently it was pretty clear that was something they were fighting over the last 3 days.
Yeah, the thing is
well, the impression that was gentlemen, the impression that we were given from one of the U.S. Marshals for that particular courthouse via Jack Posovitz was that some people were afraid of what would happen if they passed down an acquittal.
And I want to make a point. So at some point here, I was going to say, and the thing is you got to be careful about that attitude, because remember, anything that can be done in your favor can be done against you, and so that's why it's better for things to be done properly and get a good result rather than cheat and get a good result.
Ultimately, I think. Go ahead.
Oh, you go. No, you go.
Ultimately, I think that's what Richards has done. For all of his bullshittery and not calling out the prosecution on their bullshit.
He cheated. Well, no,
I
he
think
cheated.
that ultimately worked out better.
I mean, the ending statement, the closing argument that Richard had was actually a really good one. It was factually 100 correct, and it was 90% actually interesting listening to compared to Binger, because I did fall asleep when Binger was talking. Oh god, that was horrible. But again, Richard actually did a pretty good job. I mean, there's a lot of complaint about Richard, but again, I think what we need to focus on is in the end, Richard still managed to win. Even
I'm not
though
sure
the
how,
DA cheated.
honestly.
Yeah, but the
'Cause he
DA
shouldn't
just
have.
lucked out because the DA was incompetent. If the DA had been half competent, Kyle could be looking at serving time right about now.
Well, here's the thing: if we'd had a half-competent DA and an attorney general that didn't see, ooh, politics, there wouldn't have been a trial in the first place.
Tucker Carlson is actually making a Kyle Rittenhouse documentary. They have been apparently secretly filming him behind the scenes.
You better hope
I know,
not.
But they've been trying to build the jurors. MSNBC.
Yeah, MSNPC got banned from the courthouse because they were trying to because their agent, who turned out to be a freelancer, was told by MSNPC that they needed to go and get pictures of the jury.
Get
Which is
picture of the jury license plate so that they could go and ask them afterwards and arrest them. It's typical. I mean,
Yeah.
you heard the judge. He was like saying the media is not allowed to contact you. You are supposed to contact you. If they contact you, you can tell them no, you don't have to speak. If they still continue to harass us, you come to us and we deal with them.
That was the thing that was said. Yes.
That was the last thing the judge said on that day.
The judge at this point is Judge Schroeder. At this point, he's considered fair as a trial judge, but you do not want to be sentenced by him.
Yeah. I mean, the judge really looked neutral to me all the time, and of course his technical lack of understanding made it hard for him to understand which evidence, especially with the drone evidence, would be allowed in, and I did see Kells and the Binger, they were really good at just keeping on talking and talking and yeah.
Yeah,
Until the
that
judge
was the
came
thing
in.
about the judge.
No,
That was
until the
thing
judge
about-
didn't even know what they were talking about anymore. Like, I don't know, how was the thing you said? You talked for like 3 hours to give one argument. And, you have to fucking just go, because I'm tired of it.
Yeah. That's the thing is the defense all the defense had to do was just continue saying a few things. They didn't even have to be that sharp. They just had to do a constant reminder, and they probably would have gotten a lot of motions on their favor. But I don't, maybe he did plan it to do this way but it was a severe gamble. I mean, because if they would have had a rogue juror, it would have been a hung jury. And
Yeah.
if they let one go through, and it kind of looked like they did have one because there were some rumors coming out of things we heard.
They clearly
Not them as rumors.
They clearly had a hung jury. The question is, I mean, as I said, I can totally understand a hung jury because of the Photoshop image, the made-up evidence by the DA. I can understand why somebody would be hanged because of that. Because even if I would be a juror, I mean, I would sit there like, yeah, I see that when he says he pointed the gun, it looks like he pointed the gun, and like, just from the two images that they took, and like it's evidence. It's evidence that is made by suggesting. They basically suggested them what they would see, and they did see it. I did see it because I got suggested what to see, and I didn't oversee it before. I didn't see the truth before somebody else showed the zoom in the image and did go frame by frame by frame by frame, going through the two frames that they showed. And then you say did see the frames before and after, you clearly see, well, that fucking never happened what they suggested to us.
Well, don't forget, the defense did do a decent job of countering that, using the prosecution's own expert. And in fact, I even made I don't know if we have it, but I even made a meme of that expert. It's like, don't know by linear, don't know resizing, but I can validate your video evidence.
Yeah, no. What the hell was up with that guy? Why did the prosecution fucking bother?
Hocus
Oh,
pocus, out of focus.
Yeah. And that helped a lot too. So, you know, I mean, as I said, they did use the prosecution's own witness against their own evidence. So it really hurt that. So
It
But
was
the
specifically
footage-
for the drone footage
yep.
that
I
they
mean-
were
I mean,
trying to keep out.
The footage itself was so problematic in so many ways. Let's start. There was bad light conditions. Kyle was, even on the full resolution footage, he was just a few pixels. I mean, like 6 pixels in total. And then you have camera noise. The image was already clearly cleared up because there was no noise in the image. And every fucking drone has noise, especially at night. So there was already cleanup and image alteration going on, and then you're supposed to like say, okay, that image, I mean, he is pointing a gun that might in total just be 3 pixels, but 1 pixel might be wrong. I mean, that evidence should have never been come in any way, because it's so minute details, and there's so much that can go wrong on so many planes. I mean, from the start, from the drone filming it to the first image enhancement that is done with noise removal and all the other stuff, to them getting it and then enhancing it again and changing it. I mean, you can't trust any pixels that small minute, especially when it's just a frame or two. Because you also can get cosmic radiation that can make a pixel light up on the sensor.
That too.
Well, and I'm gonna quote what the defense put up. I think it was Baldy that had said this. You know, he did the resizing. You know, you resize 1 pixel into 9, and you got blue on the top, red on the bottom. What color is the line? And the guy's like,
Purple! It's purple!
That's right to that. Yeah, purple. Oh, look! New colors that weren't there, you know? And, you know, yeah, and even the manual, I think it came up later, you know, the jury didn't get to hear this, but it came up later that, you know, the manual of the program, it was amp something, I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, it was I did see that too. The manual clearly stated not for evidence use.
Yep.
And
Actually, no.
saying, like,
Actually, that is a misapprehension. The manual makes no such statement. The company's CEO made that statement.
no, it was on their website.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a blog post on their website.
As far as I know, the CEO said that the software was used a lot of times for evidence, and it was not correct that you could use AMP for evidence. And he is in theory correct. You can use the software AMP, enhancing even the image even with upscaling, if you do not rely on minute pixel details. As an
Which
example,
in this case was necessary.
If you already know somebody has a gun, the gun is a reasonable size of pixels, and you just want to make an image a little bit clearer and just take a guess where exactly the gun might be pointing, or if it was cocked or something like that with a help of image, thing like things that do not rely on minute pixels, but you just want to give a clearer image still. You can use it as evidence. It's not a problem. But if you rely on small pixels that the program changes and guesses to, and you rely on a single fucking pixel, you cannot use that as evidence ever.
Yeah. And Kyle's arm would barely take up a whole pixel. You know?
Well, at that range, no, you wouldn't. You're trying to blow up an image from a drone, which is way the fuck over there from 240p. You can barely see Kyle in the defense's copy of that particular video, and the video itself's only about 30 seconds.
I counted the numbers of pixels in his head, and it was really easy because his whole head only did take up 1 pixel.
Well, the reason why the defense even had to enhance it to begin with was because somebody from the prosecution ran it through Handbrake twice that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
Maybe even more.
Close.
Yeah.
Well, considering that the links that
To be fair,
the
we don't know if it's Handbrake. It could have been Format Factory too.
either
Because you
way,
have both on there.
both of those pieces of software had shortcuts to it inside inside the folder for the Rittenhouse case.
Handbrake is not a software that comes with a factory reset. That is an open source program that very few people doing very specific things use, and you have to download it. And actually, since Handbrake is open source, it should not be used as a reliable forensic tool ever.
Well, do you want to... You know those 3 pictures I sent to the Star Patrol, ABT?
You might have to scroll back.
Yeah, he's gonna have to scroll back because he's just.
No, it's the latest message in the Star Patrol.
Let's see.
Oh, I see it. Yeah, it is. And there it is. Yeah.
Yeah, what
Okay.
was about that?
Okay, I'm going to find it again, but I'm going to send you 2 videos on how easy it is to fucking alter the video.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know how easy it is to alter the video.
Yeah. And you know, it's not inherently illegal to have those. It's just not good to use those.
Yeah, that was regardless of circumstances, that was terrible optics. Terrible.
Yeah.
You don't do that.
Yeah.
That's an incredibly bad idea, and you should never do so. And you should never pull some shit like that when you're talking about somebody's life.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And 3 times more because you were in a court of fucking law.
Well, anyway, I linked the original 2 images that the DA used, and I mean, I counted the pixel, and it's really his hand. His head is 1 pixel. The gun is like 3
4 or
pixels.
5.
Those 3 pixels or something like that. I mean, there is not a lot of pixel information. Like his feet are 2 pixels. Then the legs, it's like 8 pixels, maybe in total, or something like that. It's a really, really, really low resolution, and I mean, you have to intentionally take a picture out of context to come up with that.
Yeah.
That they have come up with, because as I said, every frame before and after clearly showed that he never pointed a gun.
You see, that's
So are we just talking about the Kyle Rittenhouse thing?
Yes, we're still talking. That's what do you think we're here for, Tornado? Come on.
We're talking about what the DA did, you know,
And how badly things got shafted for everyone else?
Yeah.
All the shaftings.
Yeah. Actually, the one thing I did like about this trial is I have a hell of a lot more knowledge now, and I kind of think it's cool that the software they used to do this, and now I understand a lot of things that how the reason they use that software, the AMP software specifically, is because it makes an absolute record of everything that is done, so that you know it can be traced back and nobody can sneak something in, you know.
But the problem is that they did sneak something in.
That's what they did, yeah. And you're not supposed to,
And that-
but they did that
yeah.
through other means. Yeah, that's the thing, is they did it through other means. That's why Format Factory and Handbrake are, you know, not good things to have, because you shouldn't be using those to handle or process evidence, because they don't do that record. They don't do that record, and it's not being done through the proper channels to do the things. So thus, you know, when you send that stuff out, there's no accountability. And that's the whole thing I found out with the AMP software, is it allows you to do those things and maintains accountability. And that's why stealing the drone footage off of Fox there without getting it from them directly is a no-no, because you don't know what Fox did to it.
They may have actually paid money to Fox.
To be honest, I wouldn't be sure if they stole the. They cannot have stolen the video from Fox News directly, because there was the top part of the image was missing, while on the lower side and lower and left and right there were pixels added, like it was more of the image than was originally uploaded to YouTube. So they clearly got the video from somebody from somewhere else, I would think. But I do not trust them. I do not trust them that the video they got was airdropped on a Friday in the middle of a trial. And
Yeah, no, that's terrible. This is a thing that should not be. On top of that, here's better for you. They actually not only did they throw Detective Howard under the bus, but they finally settled on blaming it on the app from their iPhones to email. What the unholy fuck was that? Detective Howard's still under that bus. Kyle's been acquitted. I expect his bosses to not only to throw him off the top of Mount Fujiyama out in front of the Shinkansen. Seriously.
Mount Fujiyama.
Oh, one quick note.
Excuse me. Actually, it wouldn't be Mount Fujiyama. It'd be Mount Fuji or Fujiyama-san.
Yeah. One quick note. Red wants me to let you know that she's in the chat.
Hey, Red. How are you?
Can't neglect the Red.
Hello, Red. How are you?
Or TMA. Sorry, not TMA. I forgot the M.
I mean, in the end, the defense team did a really shitty job. They didn't object, they let shit come in, they didn't sequential the jury, and it's still, I mean, they did so much wrong, and the DA cheated so much, and it still was an acquittal. I mean, that says everything. In my opinion.
Then I gotta ask you a question then, No Black Thunder. A question that, to this day, Sanji refuses to answer. Okay, if you had no other choice, and you had to choose between Richard and a public defender, who would you go with?
I would go with the dead hamster.
I would take the chance of going with Richards, basically of the fact that of the clear, simple fact that Richard sucks in so many things, but one of the most important places he doesn't suck is keeping facts straight all the time. He doesn't change the story midways in, or make something else up. He was clear what happened, and he stuck with that story. Compared to Binger was like changing his story twice a day.
Well,
Twice a day? You give him way too much credit. Because he went, after doing all this thing about Rittenhouse shouldn't have been there, right before the charge gets dropped, the curfew charge gets, or right after the curfew charge gets dropped, but shortly before the gun charge gets dropped, he changes it to, oh, Kyle provoked him.
I did follow the mechanism. I was shocked and stunned that is the justice system in the US. And relying on a jury getting bullshit from you. I understand why we actually removed the juries in our court case, because we don't have a jury anymore. We had a couple of years ago, and I was a witness in a criminal case. And that was one of the last few places where you had actually a jury. Now you have 5 judges taking up the position of the jury instead.
That could actually lead to more problems than it solves. I mean, no system is perfect. No system is perfect, but if you've got a bunch of politically activist judges, you will have problems.
Yeah, but think of it. Think of it. If the neutral judges, like if the actual neutral, it might be better because they wouldn't be persuaded by a lot of bullshit lawyers try to pull sometimes. And they clearly understand the law a lot better than people like saying, let's read the jury instruction. What might self-defense actually mean? Oh, well, I can just make up what self-defense means.
Part of the problem was they were actually supposed to define these things in advance. And I admit the jury instructions to this case, I couldn't track what they were talking about.
I don't think even the lawyers could track what was said because how.
Well, none of the lawyers could figure out what the hell the actual statute was. When it came to the gun charge, they had no idea. They couldn't figure when the lawyers can't figure that shit out, you got a problem.
Yeah.
They literally couldn't argue their way out of a paper bag.
No, it's the statute itself is vague.
Yeah.
Very vague.
It is confusing. But
That's not good for a statute to be vague.
obvious.
No, it is not.
Oh no.
That's terrible.
But it was. Yeah. But it was obvious that the prosecution was relying on that vagueness because they were keeping it. They were trying to hold it in the air and trying to say that we'll let the jury decide this. It was basically like say for a drunk driving charge. That they tried to charge him with driving through a red light, and no one was sure whether they actually drove through a red light. And it's like, well, oh wait, there's a red light cam. Let's take a look at that. Well, we never, and then they basically did the equivalent of saying, well, we never stated whether they actually drew through the red light or not. We figured it was probably green. It's like, wait, what? But we were gonna let the jury decide that. Wait, what?
That's not how that's supposed to work, is it?
No. If you're gonna charge somebody with something, you gotta make sure they're actually in violation of it.
Oh yeah.
It's what I've nicknamed a wild card charge, where you've just done the absolute minimum to keep it in the case, but you never proved one way or another. You never let it be proved one way or another whether the person was guilty of said charge.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
illegal.
I don't see an issue if there's reasonable doubt to put in a charge, and then decide on the way if it should be taken out. That's fine for me. But I mean, sometimes just trying a case because you like making sure you go into the process because if you look at Norway, we have a lot of different laws than to the US. Like we are not allowed to carry any sort of weapons for self-defense. That is illegal. And still there are cases where people have shot burglars and other crazy people with a gun illegally, killed them, and then they get arrested, and then they go through the whole thing like, yeah, we of course already, I'm pretty sure this was self-defense, but we still arrest him, we still put him through the system, we acquit him, and then we put him out again. And then, here you go. I mean, that is just how the system works. It needs to be done. Instead of letting somebody on the street decide like, I feel like it was self-defense today, so I don't even go and prosecute him. Don't put him through the ringer, through the system. I mean, it sucks. Sure, it sucks, but that is how it works.
But sadly, see, the problem is the whole political landscape is choosing to cave to the whole burn, loot, murder group.
Yep, that's a problem around here.
Yeah, and we know the type of people burn, loot, murder defend.
one of the big issues is that in the US, the media has destroyed every trust in the police, which causes so many issues. So many issues. I mean, the police isn't perfect. I mean, there's a lot of problem with the police. Even good ordered the police channels out there that do a really good job. But still, in my opinion, the hate for the police is incredible. The lack of respect for the police is incredible. I mean, like, why? As an example, I got once stopped by the police when I was a young lad. Visited a friend late at night, jumped on the bus, and like there was blue lights, police lights, stopping the bus. Like, the police is stopping the bus driver. He must have been driving too fast or something like that. Bus door opens, police officer comes in, goes straight to me and starts asking me questions. Where have I been? What have I done? Like, of course I comply, like respect the police, and he just leaves and like goodbye, nothing else anymore. There was a robbery on a gas station that night, so they most likely just checked me. Like respecting in general the police is something that criminals and people are not doing in the US. Like let's take a real example. Like most criminals that are in a gang, when the police comes, police officers don't have weapons, but the criminals still like, okay, take my hand up, take me into custody. They respect the police most of the time. Sadly, that starts to change too because of the whole US hate the police stuff. It's going over here. Yeah. So we don't. So normally we always had no issues with respect with the police, and like it has been really nice having it this way, honestly. But in the US, people spit, oh, you fucking cop, you did. Like people are so aggressive and respectless to the police so many times. I mean, it's incredible, in my opinion, even when people have done nothing wrong. And it's just a nice chat, they're really hostile to the police in general. Like, yeah. And that's also where riots come from and go out of hand, is a lack for the police. We had like when the George Floyd shooting was, we also had people that tried to start rioting, but that didn't fly at all. Because of the respect from the police, there was only a small group that tried not having respect for the police.
Well,
And they got beaten down pretty fast.
The problem with North America, though, is that this whole, because I've even noticed it up here in Canada. There seems to be this favoring of a combination of favoring victims and wanting to I'm not sure the right word. It's not save, but like to stand up for criminals, and I'm even noticing it up here. There's a lot of that, and a lot of movement groups. This is mostly in the U.S. that have been started, that basically started from people who have been utterly guilty of killing people. Whether it's been killing, like that one cop killer that I think started with, started the, or predated the start of the BLM movement. So, I'm trying to remember. I want to make sure I got that right. I might be wrong on that, but she may have been directly to BLM, or it might be one of the groups that came before it. And you even get that up here, not to the same degree, but you get that up here, with, it's mainly focused on our native group up here. But, you get that, the whole sympathy for, natives who've done wrong, or people who've done wrong. And, which really hurts the native community for, up here. And down in the States hurts the black community in the long run, because when people start seeing the cause and effect, and then they turn on their TV and they see MSNBC say something that's completely different to what they see outside their window, it's just demoralizing, And the thing is the biggest problem with speeds, for any situation, and I know I talk about this a lot, is the problem is there's a lot of people out there that are what I call side pickers. As soon as they hear something, they suddenly decide whether they're going to be with that side or not. And once they make that decision, no logic, no evidence, no nothing can get them to change their mind.
That sounds like half of Twitter.
Yep. Yeah. No, I don't think I have to say anything more because I think you know exactly. I think everybody knows exactly what I'm talking about.
I can actually take an example of what makes me think I'm more of the neutral type that can change minds. You remember the Arbery case where like a couple of white guys were chasing a black man and it ended up in the black man getting shot? I was originally like, yeah, why did he try to fight with a gun and stuff like that? And like, yeah, he did something criminal. Isn't it lawfully to take like citizens arrest? Like that's right.
Are you talking about the Armand Arbery trial? Because that's ending now too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and actually,
Would you like to know what the result was?
Case came properly up before it properly came up. I actually changed my mind on actually maybe ignore that he was a criminal running away from breaking in a place. If I set myself in his mind, yeah, I would understand why he would fear for his life and fight with a gun if you get that pulled directly onto you. I mean,
now NBT, NBT. We actually have a problem with the narrative you've got. First off, Armand Arbery didn't have a gun on him. He actually tried to take a shotgun from one of the people that was after him. Number two, that case has been decided.
That is what I meant. That is what I meant. I mean, I didn't say he was armed. I said he was followed by a group of armed people and fought with a gun about one of the armed people.
Now,
because he was in fear of his life.
Well, here is the thing.
Yeah,
Hold it. Here's the thing. The Armand Arbery trial is over, or effectively so, because there was a decision by the judge at law, which says that a citizen's arrest cannot be made unless the individuals making the arrest actually saw it at the time.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. Therefore, all three defendants are guilty. Period.
Yeah, I know. I heard that. The issue for me is if you do a citizen's arrest, you have to do it in a way that isn't hurting the other person in case of you're wrong. If he ends up dead and you were wrong, you fucked majorly up. And clearly, I mean, they killed him, and the judge ruled, well, you couldn't do a citizen's arrest. And in one way, I agree, because Arbery was not a danger to anybody when he was running away, so him getting shot is just outrageous. The second thing is, they could have called the police and just continued following him and just trying to block him off a little bit here and there without getting the guns even close to him.
And simply just record it.
And just record him. And actually let the police do their job. But again, that goes back, it seems like a complete lack of police officers in the US, which is a big problem.
Well, after all of the defund the police shit in the wake of George Floyd, not surprised. On top of that, the area that Kyle was in when he wound up having to shoot some people had already been abandoned by the police.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's what pissed me off about the prosecution is they kept trying to indicate that, Kyle should have just relied on 911.
That's not the way that works.
There were not the service.
I just have gotten a light beating by protesters. Like, excuse me, what? He should just have gotten a light beating.
No. It was no. What Lunchbox said there wasn't he should have taken a light beating. He should have taken a beating by engaging with Rosenbaum, by engaging with Rosenbaum in fisticuffs rather than his firearm. And that's not the way this works. Because Rosenbaum would have mopped the fucking floor with him. The guy was not only a complete nutcase, an A1 fucking nutboy, but just to add insult to injury, although Kyle outweighed him by several pounds, Rosenbaum was built like an MMA fighter, and had served prison time. So what are the chances?
Hands. I mean, even hands can be really, really deadly.
Yeah, bare hands are deadly freaking creatures.
Mm.
People
I mean,
kill by their hands.
Especially if you happen to have training.
If I put just 2 examples down here, those are 2 people getting beaten up are basically as good as dead. They clearly fit the requirement for great bodily harm or a great bodily injury. Just 2 examples that show you don't need a bloody weapon or anything at all to be in fear of your life by a crazy mob. I think those 2 examples that I linked, the guy that got kicked basically unconscious, almost dead in Portland, and then you have another one in the middle of a day that got beaten down. I mean, that is just with bare hands. That's not a skateboard even. And him like, oh, he only had the skateboard. Oh, he had no weapons at all.
Yeah, that's bullshit. That is bullshit, and we all know it.
Mm.
Yeah. Why should Kyle risk taking bodily harm?
I don't know.
Tell me where it says anywhere in your law books that you have to risk taking bodily harm.
Mm.
I mean, so what? The abused wife is not allowed to pick up the gun and shoot the husband that's about to beat her black and blue?
In theory,
Well, that's just it. We give women a pass for battered wife syndrome, but men that fight back don't get the same consideration. But that's just a side note.
Yeah, no, that's a good one. That's a really good one because that just shows you the attitude of our society. It's just like, wow, I don't think anybody should be forced to take a beating.
Yeah, well, I personally think that Lunchbox in this case was out of his goddamn mind.
Oh, he was definitely. I think.
I don't even know why you keep calling him Lunchbox.
Because I don't think he's ever missed a meal. Guy's fucking huge.
I think.
He's my size.
I think.
Sanji, he's bigger than you are. He weighs a good. He weighs something in the neighborhood of 200 kilos.
I mean, the comment that Kraus gave about taking a beating, I think even a Kevin would have been sitting there like, I'm supposed to take a fucking beating? Fuck you.
Well,
I'm pretty sure.
See, juror number 54. Juror number 54. This lady, I'm telling you, she kept everything hung up from the looks of things. She kept everything held up for over 3 days.
We don't know anything what Juror 54 did. Maybe Juror 54 wasn't convincing another man that Kyle was innocent. We actually don't know, just from the papers.
Well, Juror 54 was the one that requested jury instructions, and from what I've been hearing, Juror 54 was the only one that actually took hers home.
Yeah, maybe Juror 54 was trying to convince somebody else that why she was taking home, because after the Juror 54 has taken it home and they got back, I mean, they got an acquittal done before lunch, so somebody was pretty fast convinced from the morning up to the lunch break. So it looks like taking the jury instructions home was most likely a good thing.
Hard
It
to
seems
say.
to
You
me.
can't say it's good or bad because we don't have enough facts and evidence. And you know that's TYT's job to do
Manufacturing of evidence.
Bullshit merchanting.
yeah, manufacturing of evidence and loose evidence speculation.
But as I said, I mean, it could actually be a positive sign that they got the jury instruction home and the acquittal was done before the lunch break today. Because I mean, convincing somebody that was deadlocked the evening before and is suddenly convinced for an acquittal by lunch, just a few hours. I mean, and they did start before 9 o'clock, so that means that they only had 3 hours, like 2 hours.
3.5 hours.
The acquittal
Was it
done
12?
two-
It came through at 12:30 something p.m. Central Time.
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, but that they had an acquittal, and came to agreement came like 1 hour out before that on Twitter. So it sounded like it was less than 2 hours. They had been deliberating and came to an agreement after that. Which shows me that actually allowing maybe taking the jury instruction home might have done something good. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, but we can't. We shouldn't say either way because we don't know. And as I said, you know that's TYT's job of jumping to.
Well, somebody was just
Without
saying
fact and
Juror
evidence.
54. Juror 54 was hanging up the jury. We don't know.
Yeah, well, the thing is that somebody's saying it, and then that person relaying that they heard that. And there's a very good reason why. There's a very good reason that kind of evidence is not allowed in court.
It's hearsay.
Yeah, hearsay.
Oh, there was plenty of hearsay exceptions in this case. Just ask Bughole. He'd tell you all about it.
Yeah, you see, and I don't want to. I do not want to follow Bungle's. Oh shit! I do not want to follow in Bungle's footsteps.
I see. Here's the thing. I pride myself on being able to handle evidence or to process evidence, and I could not figure out what the hell he thought he was doing.
Yeah.
And by the way, folks, while I have the floor for just a moment, I want to make it clear: we are not lawyers. We are commentators. We are mooks with mics. That's it.
Yep.
These are our opinions. You do not accept any of what we've had to say as absolute fact. Some of us have watched more of the trial coverage than others. I've watched quite a bit. Mr. Dragon's watched more than I have. But all the bits and pieces that we're talking about are stuff that I actually saw. There's very little out of what was the bulk of the prosecutor's case in week 1.
I'm God. I know
And
everything.
we are recalling stuff from memory. So everything we say is equivalent to hearsay. It probably is right, but we might get some things wrong.
Either way, we're not lawyers. And we don't pretend to be.
No. But, you know, we just need to blow off steam and also celebrate that Kyle can continue eating his burger of choice.
And what would that be? The Rittenhouse special?
No.
No.
Doesn't matter what it is. He can still do it.
Yeah. Jack in the Box, 7 guys. What else do you have down
It's
there?
5 guys.
5 guys, you asshole.
Sorry, I don't have. I don't have 5 guys, so.
And that's your whole problem.
Well,
You're
dude,
gonna
that's
sit
lucky
in
boy,
with
right?
humanity by not having 5 guys in your house.
By the way, I want to know a thing. If you've got 7 guys, Opal, how do you not have 5 guys?
I don't know. I'll have to ask.
Because
Fluffy
those
Boy
things,
about that.
those two claims do not follow.
Are you calling me Fluffy?
No.
No, that was Bigger's email. Fluffy Boy was Fluffy Boy something. I can't remember.
Guys, get it right. There's big, healthy, husky, fluffy, and dirt.
Actually, there's. See, here's the thing. Fluffer Boy. Okay. Binger, Mr. Binger. Hey. Floor, mine.
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Binger had an email address that was located flufferboy2004 at free email setup. No, that starts with YA.
Doesn't matter in the end. We shouldn't give out the whole email anyways.
I could give it all out, but I don't want Binger to come after me saying, "You doxing bastard!" No, I'm not the doxing bastard. I'm reporting information on that was already known. Maybe Opal is like the Netherlands, who can't agree on how many black slaves Santa had.
Oh, TMA, I love you. I love you. Can I have your children?
Also TMA. That prosecutor tried to make using FMJ rounds sound horrible, and then went to saying stupid shit about hollow points. Last I checked, and I could be wrong here, but I have never in my life run across 223 hollow point rounds. I've never actually run into one.
Oh God! I don't know a lot of shooting because shooting isn't that common. I have done a little bit of pistol shooting and I've done a little bit of rifle shooting, and I can tell you for a fact, on rifles, every single rifle that I have shooting, all of them were metal jacket.
It is actually the there's also a thing called there's also a thing called a ball round, which isn't actually a ball, but it's not jacketed. It's just generally it's just the round itself.
Basically, two long rifle, the super small rounds, they are normally all lead, but bigger ones are most often either hollow points or they are metal jacket, because when you get over.
No, there's plenty. I've seen all kinds of. Hey, I've seen all kinds of different ammunition with straight up ball rounds, as well as another kind called a wad cutter. And wad cutter rounds are fun because they're designed for paper. They are designed to make a clean cut on paper. That's it. That's all they're designed to do. You can still kill somebody with one of those, but they're not designed for that purpose.
Anyway, I found like, oh, you used metal jacket ammunition, huh? You wanted to kill people. Like, why wouldn't you use hollow point? Like, hollow point? Are you shitting me? Hollow point? Like, if you really want to kill somebody, use hollow point because they expand and blow you up from the inside.
Yep, the average hollow point will make it, depending on how much tissue, depending on where you hit somebody, the average hollow point will make an entry wound like about the size of your navel, depending on the caliber of the round, and an exit wound probably anywhere from 5 to 15 centimeters across.
I mean,
Huge.
Just interject here. I'm gonna interject here because I'm sorry. Like Richard was right. A bullet's a bullet, and the thing that he should have gone on that he didn't is he should have added that. You know, if he used the other type of round, they would have just made the opposite argument about how he should have used it jacketed rounds instead of hollow points.
Not surprising. Okay. If I can call your attention to the screen now, gentlemen. This is pedophilin. These are a 45 ball round with a partial jacket. And actually, they're not a ball round. These are actually a hollow point round.
Well, yeah.
I like to see that.
You clearly see the copper jacket.
Yeah, but it's not. But a full metal jacket isn't necessarily a steel jacket. But you can also have a full metal jacketed round that is made out of copper. These are hollow points. They are not a full metal jacket round.
How vicious is a hollow point versus a full metal jacket?
I just described this to you. An entry wound like an extra navel, an exit wound the size of a frozen pot pie.
And would we have to worry about a private pile of mush in there too?
Probably, yeah. Because a hollow point is designed to enter the target and expand. It chews through everything.
Tornado, I got a better way to put it. When Grouse got shot, there would have been just 10 times more spray on the person beside him.
Actually, if Grosskreutz had been shot with a hollow point round, he would have lost the arm in its entirety. Okay, it would have entered through the bicep, which already which vaporized immediately anyway. If it got stuck in the bone, and then it spread out after that. It would have chewed that bone to shit. No more arm.
Hollow point wouldn't have just disarmed the ghost coin. It might have severed his whole fucking arm.
That's exactly what I was just saying.
Except for the bone.
No, the bone would have been...
Anyway,
Okay, Opal, the bone would have been damaged as well.
the bone would have just shattered.
Because you're talking about a round entering at well over the speed of sound. Bone doesn't do that very well.
Yeah. No.
It would have shattered and just broken off in many small pieces, most likely, unable to reattach. But I posted an image, which should be all 223 standard hunting ammunition rifle, like the size 223, which is a really common rifle. The first bullet in there, without a tip, is the most common round for all hunting rifles, and it's a fucking full metal jacket. All of them actually full metal jackets, just with different tips. Armor piercing, incendiary, hollow point.
If you're using an incendiary round for hunting, you are definitely doing something wrong. Okay.
What if you're using a JDJ sporting rifle gun? What if you're using a 958 JDJ for hunting?
Okay, too many accounts makes a point here. Though that the mushroom, I don't have a lot of experience with the mushroom rounds. Just usual, the ones that splinter into shards. Those are the ones I have seen most often. TMA actually knows his weapons, which is great. I love that.
Oh, cool.
Please hang out in the chat more. I'd appreciate that greatly. Especially if we're talking about guns, because you can fact check me.
What if you were to use the image I just posted? What if you were to use the bullet on the right for hunting?
You wouldn't do that because because whatever it was you were firing at would be utterly destroyed.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to do meatballs, ready-made, to go for it.
No, I mean, I think this is a case of, what are you trying to poach with that thing? Armored vehicles?
Yeah, that'd be about, because...
JRJ, or no, JDJ, I figured that one would be used for demolishing buildings.
Anyway, I have never seen a bullet that was not metal jacked, full metal jacked when it comes to rifle ammunition. Never. The only time I have not seen a full metal jacket was on pistol ammunition and 22 long rifle, which is like the smallest bullet you can get normally for a super small rifle. That's like the first rifle you start with shooting.
Oh, want to know something fun about the JDJ? It actually packs more energy than a 22 long rifle.
No shit, Sherlock.
No kidding, anything that size? Wow.
That's
I
that
do not-
basically
I do not wanna-
indicates you're compensating or something, doesn't it?
Yeah, I do not want to be.
To say the least, Tornado. Grilled newt! I have some grilled newt.
So okay.
That bullet, I might fly farther than that bullet would fly.
I have to do a really small correction. I just found an image of a 223 round that is actually a lead bullet. That is not copperjack, but it's really rare. It's nothing you can normally buy. It actually looks homemade. It looks like a homemade bullet, which is interesting. But I cannot find any commercially produced bullets that are just lead tips at all. So the whole Binger argument, oh, you used a full metal jacket ammunition, like, yeah, there is nothing else out there, you stupid.
Mangun, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's pretty heavy for a 223.
Yeah. They would have just flipped their argument, that's all. They didn't care what type of round he was using, they just would have suggested the other one.
See, here's the thing. If Kyle had been black, there would have been nothing. There would have been no prosecution. Because the optics on that would have been terrible.
Yep. I mean, if Kyle would have been running, if he would have been black and white guys were chasing him, I would agree that the chance for prosecution would have been a lot less. If we say anything else would have been similar. Let's say Kyle would have been black and he would have been clearly known to be lefty, but we would have been if nothing else changed besides those two facts, I guarantee there would have never been prosecution because like, oh, he's a lefty and he's black, like, oh, okay, then we do not prosecute him. I mean,
See,
they didn't even.
funnily enough, there was actually a black
person.
person involved in all this mess. Everybody's seen Jump Kick Man plant his boot in Kyle's face, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that guy turned out to be black, and with an extensive criminal history.
Mm-hmm.
So Kyle was shooting 5 for 5 on career criminals.
Yeah, they were all career criminals. Every fucking one. Let's see, Rosenbaum was facing was at that point getting ready I think he was actually convicted of 11 counts of predating children under the age of 10, and there were 5 of those boys.
Holy shit.
Okay.
Yep.
Huber was a Huber. We know to be not only inclined towards domestic violence, but also a rapist. Grosskreutz was a domestic abuser.
So, in other words, another massive bag of dick tips.
Okay, and Jump Kick Man, whose first name is Maurice, had been in and out of prison for 2 decades over burglary and other similar things.
Yep.
You seriously just called him Jump Kick Man? Why Jump Kick?
Because that was the only way we have. That is the most common way to refer to him. He jump kicked Kyle in the fucking face. In the trial, he was referred to as Yellow Pants Man.
Yep.
They actually called him Yellow Pants Man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because the prosecution knew who he was and did not let anyone know about that because reasons.
Yep.
Because he wouldn't testify without guaranteed immunity, and the prosecutor already had him up for charges. They already had charges for him. Prosecution wasn't willing to give it to him, so they couldn't use him. They couldn't use him for. They couldn't use him as evidence. So rather than give his information to the defense, they hid it.
That should be colossally illegal.
It is.
Well, the prosecutor didn't bring the guy up either, so that's kind of a thing.
Yeah. But they wanted to go after Kyle.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure they're never going after Ghost Coins, even though he had actually an illegal gun, was rioting, and he had a concealed. I mean, because he didn't have he knowingly didn't have any concealed license anymore for that, and he actually
Yeah, it expired. He hadn't had it redone. Grosskreutz had been nailed repeatedly for misdemeanor charges.
Actually, I think one of them was actually a felony charge.
Yeah, the one. Yeah, there was a felony charge, but that was part of the reason that his carry license hadn't been renewed.
Mm.
But I don't know exactly what that was. Oh, right, carrying illegal weapons to multiple riots in multiple states.
What? Please tell me you're fucking joking.
Nope.
Ghost Coins
He is a self-avowed revolutionary communist.
Mm.
In fact, if memory serves, he said that to the jury.
He's a self-avowed what?
Communist.
Revolutionary communist.
Yep.
That's
I
the
don't know
kind
if
of
you
thing
realize
you
this,
don't
Tornado.
admit to being.
You're massively out of touch with reality because that's communism has become popular lately.
Do tell.
Well, actually, to be more honest and more precise, it's Marxism that has become popular. Communism is just the biggest chunk, but a lot of people go for socialists, and then there's a lot that use hybrid versions of Marxism.
All right, main gun. Apparently, the jury apparently agrees with the bulk of us that Kyle was indeed justified.
Yep. So.
As I said, I have lefty friends, several of them, and they all agreed that that this wasn't justified shooting.
I love how Binger decided to use the whole. He said he was headed for the police, as what Grosskreutz thought he said was he was working with the police. That wasn't true either.
Yeah. Grosskreutz was like, I never pointed a gun at him. And then in court, did you point a gun at him? Didn't he shoot you before you pointed a gun? Yeah, you are correct. And then he goes to the media, I never had a gun. Like, what? You lying piece of shit.
That was several lying pieces of shit, all at the same time.
I mean, there is not a lot of them, but there are a few humans that are just garbage, and he was clearly one of them. I mean, I can understand if people say, I feel sorry for Rosenbaum. He was just mentally ill. Absolutely, totally possible. I could conceive that, and it sucks that people died in general. But god damn it, the only person that really pisses me off in this whole case is Grosskreutz, because he's not just lying. I mean, I have nothing good to say about him.
Why would you have
By
any?
the way, you now owe pieces of shit all over the world an apology.
I'm sorry. I'd have to. I'm sorry. Sorry, NBT. I'm with Tornado on this one. They're going to come right outside of my house, and I'm going to hold you responsible for all the damage.
Yep.
All of it. All the damage.
I don't care.
I would too. I mean, that's been also the best thing about this trial is how many more people, how many more of the normies have woken up to how the media's been lying, because so many people trust the media, and then I show they talk about how bad Kyle Rittenhouse is, and then I start showing them the footage, and they're like, oh. But
And anybody that's open to having their minds changed will actually look at said footage and go, okay, I see where we're going with that. there are people, and of course this applies to all of Trigger, several times over. I mean, what was it that Jerry Nadler said there, Sanji? Sanji, did he run off on us again?
Sanji?
Where's the Sanji?
No, he's still on the call. He just probably fell asleep on us. He has been experiencing back pain, so.
I've been experiencing back pain. My ass is still awake.
Jeez, and here I use an ottoman for a chair, and I have no problems.
Well, I figure it this way. CNN, what was it? CNN or the New York Times wound up having to settle with Sandman for huge amounts of money.
The Sandman?
Nicholas Sandman.
Nick Sandman. So, what was it again that Jerry Nadler said there, Sanji? Since you're still breathing.
He said, quote, find it again.
This guy's a colossal bag of dick tips.
No.
Okay, he said, quote, this heartbreaking verdict is a miscarriage of justice and set a dangerous precedent which justifies federal review by the DOJ. Justice cannot tolerate armed persons crossing state lines looking for trouble while people engage in First Amendment protests.
Okay, here's the thing. Why the hell isn't he going after Grosskreutz? Because Grosskreutz did that not once but several times.
Well, you see, as it is, it's selectively applied things. It's only applied to people that we hate, and that's the problem. They don't want to apply it to anybody that they consider on their side.
And we have myself saying, just try it, you will fail.
Oh, main gun, damn. I would love to see that. That would be fucking hilarious in my opinion.
What? Them trying to
Make sure you break. Hey, while we're watching the fireworks, you're in charge of the beer.
No.
I'm just gonna read. I'm gonna read out what Main Gun wrote. What Main Gun wrote. Why don't they riot here? Lots of cornfields that have that just have been harvested, and everybody here has coyote rifles. It will be fun.
Opal, you must someday learn to read.
Yeah.
And then I said about an hour later, it was a mostly peaceful shooting.
Actually, I had some choice words. Funnily enough, I actually had some choice words for Jerry as well.
Oh.
Oh, jeez.
Evil bastards. Okay.
Crap! You know what I should have done? I should have gone to get some. I should have grabbed some more armor before I came out this way.
Oh. The other good thing we should say that came out of this case, Nick Rekieta has skyrocketed to fame. Nick Rekieta has skyrocketed to fame. If my tongue would stop tripping.
Oh,
That'd be good.
God, YouTube copyright strike his stream the other day, and like we always think like, why? It was ridiculous. Like, oh yeah, it was a glitch in the system. Like a glitch in the system, taking a public stream that is exactly the same everywhere else because everybody else is streaming from the same cameras. It's a glitch.
Court
in
TV.
the system.
It was all Court TV.
They did that on purpose.
It was 100% Court TV.
They did it on purpose.
Everybody was watching the same Court TV feed.
Well, I suspect strongly, if I give them the benefit of the doubt, that somebody of these idiots were like, let's try to copyright our own stream, accidentally copyrighting every court stream instead.
Except that that's not what happened.
No.
Only Nick Ricada's stream went down for any length of time.
Yeah. The thing is the next day, something interesting showed up on Ricada's stream. You know, he put up a poll, and even though it said he had only 60 some K viewers, he had 100. On his poll, he quickly got 110 votes. Within
110,000 votes.
Yeah, 110, K votes. I forgot the K.
Yeah, you have to be.
Showing that there was a huge disparity between the amount of people, the claims about the amount of people watching versus how many people voted on his poll. I mean, if it was within 10 or 20%, we might have said, okay, you know, people popping in and out. But it was nearly double. And I checked the next day, and they seemed to stop it. And when he put up another poll, his numbers nearly matched the amount of people, and even being 3 hours up, nearly matched the number of viewers he had.
But yeah, Nick Ricada's streams have been netting like a million. Have been netting 1 million plus views, especially the last few days.
Yeah. So may not be YouTube as a whole, but definitely somebody behind the scenes was not pleased that Nick was being successful.
Well, he has his invoice of lawyers, so.
Yep.
Well, that sure is helped. That actually helped. It's a massive invoice of lawyers that were involved in those streams.
Yeah, and the other interesting thing is he seemed to have a hostile person interacting with him before his video, about 10-ish minutes before his video got hit. Somebody that seemed to be very anti-Kyle, you know, just hitting at him. I'm trying to remember what he said, but it was, yeah. I just thought it was some hostile wannabe.
So you all suspect shenanigans.
Expect shenanigans? No, shenanigans has occurred.
But we suspect.
Shenanigans almost certainly occurred.
Oh yeah. We just can't point to a single individual just yet.
My thinking is that we have a Susan problem.
Yeah.
A suspicion that was repeatedly borne out, I might add.
Yeah.
Because pretty much everybody was thinking, nah, Susan, you're being a bitch now. Just don't. Stop.
Yeah.
Not don't stop, just stop.
The next day, you know, that started becoming fairly obvious that somebody behind the scenes was like really pissed. Because we've had your channel report, we've had like 3-4 active people in the chat, and we've had your channel reporting you've had no viewers.
Yeah, or if not no viewers, then it was reporting that I only ever had like one peak concurrent when I know we had 5 or 6 that were active in the chat at any given time.
Yeah. I haven't checked the stream. I've been so busy with the thing. No, it's saying that we have 4 people, so.
That's what it says here.
About right.
God damn it. I know what I'm looking for is in here. The question becomes, where is?
But yeah, you guys apparently suspect shenanigans have occurred.
Oh.
Yeah.
I can guarantee shenanigans occurred. The only question is, which shenanigans happened to who? It's which ones, not if.
You see, YouTube's a publisher that has somehow managed to keep the status of platform.
Alright, so those things lead to the same place. I find this unfortunate. And now I'm out to the other tower. What the fuck? Where is it? Did I not talk to somebody I was supposed to? Alright.
I don't know.
I know it's in there. How about this? Alright, this leads back out front. So let's go have a look around.
I'll have to wait until it catches up.
Ooh, is Squirrel gaming?
Yeah, Squirrel has been gaming the entire time.
Yeah. I mean, we are technically a gaming channel, but today we're kind of venting. And,
That squirrel, that and the magic squirrel has forgotten most of what he knew about this game. And some of that in part is time. Other parts of it are more a question of, yeah, Squirrel has no idea what the fuck he's doing because he's a little too drunk to think.
You're too drunk to squirrel, you mean?
No, think. But a great many people would say that that was true regardless, so...
I like the choice of dragons.
There, you may in fact be correct there. Wall hug, yeah, I'm gonna have to. I need to check the other parts of this cave though to make sure I haven't like completely forgotten anything. It's been a while since the last save, so I need to do that too.
Worst case scenario, let's just get extra levels.
Well, considering that to save, I have to go clear back. I have to go all the way back to the starting town.
Yeah.
Oh, I know where this. I know where I am now. Okay. That leads to another set.
We're just gonna have to make sure that TMA is in the chat and chatting loudly for Squirrel.
Well, I know there's. I can expect that there's nothing like that in here. I don't know if this. I don't know if this game includes that kind of an issue. These things are painful. I hate these things. Oh, and they both miss. What's up with that? Oh, I'm not going to get to run away. Ow. Ow.
Might I ask what fine example of video gaming you're playing?
This would be Lufia and the Fortress of Doom.
Yeah. I always meant to play this game, but I never... something always kept coming out, and I take it we're coming up to squirrel death?
We almost got squirrel death. That didn't happen.
Damn. So close. so close.
Alright, that'll keep me alive for, 10 minutes. I have managed to not squirrel die yet, so we're still working on that. And I actually have nothing else to do tonight, so as long as we want to hang, we can hang. I'm good because there's lots of arguments to be had over the Rittenhouse thing. What do you got next there, NBT?
Well, currently I just got blocked by an idiot on Twitter that's trying to say that Kyle was carrying an illegal gun and it was illegally for him to be in Kenosha. Like, what? You trying to claim it was legally for him even in Kenosha. Not just the gun was illegal, but being there in that place was illegally for him.
That's not how that works.
That's not how that. That is in fact not how that works. He could have been Kenosha for any reason, or none at all, and and everybody else that was out that night was also violating the fucking curfew, because it was an all hands curfew. You don't get to make that argument.
Nope.
Because everybody that was out that night would have to be arrested and charged the same way Kyle was.
First thing the first shot that was dropped. No. The first shot that was dropped was the curfew charge because there was no legal curfew in place, and the state could never even prove it. Hands
no
being
black,
out.
no black, no black. We knew that. What we were doing is we were making an argument if said thing was true. You know?
That was the if said thing was true, then everybody had to be arrested.
Yeah.
But we all can have fun with that idiot. So I posted his last Twitter message where he blocked me, so we all can reply to him.
What was the other thing? Oh, right.
I mean,
and people keep claiming that he carried that AR-15 beyond state lines.
Okay.
That weapon was manufactured in Texas, was shipped to Wisconsin, and never again left the state. He didn't even take it home with him when the cops told him to fuck off.
The gunshot, the illegal gunshot was dropped the last day because the state couldn't prove that the law said it was illegal in any way. Actually, it was legal for him to possess and has the gun.
Well, there was no argument made that it was a short barrel rifle, and as such, he was allowed to carry it at 17. At 16, he would have had to have parental supervision.
No, under 16.
The thing was that that's what they were going on. They were going on that it was a short barrel rifle. That's why Richard whipped out his measuring tapes, and as soon as he did that, the state
gun
went,
charge.
we never,
We never actually measured the barrel.
we never disputed that it was of length. And it's like as soon as it was that, it was like done. I watched that scene twice.
Speaking of the measuring tape, Mr. Richards used that to devastating effect when he was doing the cross on the Rosenbaum shooting. Is that Kyle? He pulled out 4 feet worth of measuring tape and stepped over to the jury and showed him, this is how far away Rosenbaum was when the first shot went off.
Yep. 4 feet's not that far.
Well, what is just slightly more than arm length, but the medical examiner suggested that he could very easily have had his hand on Kyle's weapon.
Yep.
And if he did have his hand on Kyle's weapon, that means you have contested possession. Both persons with their hands on that weapon are considered to be armed for the purposes of the law.
Yeah.
And if the person that actually has the control opens fire, he fired on an armed individual. See, there's also this thing. There's two different versions of some thinking here going on with that. If Rosenbaum had managed to get control of the weapon, either way, in both theories, Kyle was dead. There was not going to be a Kyle Rittenhouse after that. Rosenbaum, on the other hand, that's after this is where it differs. Would Rosenbaum have become an active shooter, or would he have tossed the gun away? My brain says that he would have become an active shooter.
Yeah, he had a death wish. Like, he kept threatening people, demanding that they shoot him. I mean, the guy wanted...
Calling people the N-word with a hard R? Yeah. It didn't matter what race they were?
Yeah, that's funny. I thought BLM was against white people saying the N-word.
Of course they are.
What the hell, BLM?
And then, don't get me started about the ACLU. Don't even get me started. Wow, what the fuck is that? What the fuck was that shit, ACLU? You're supposed to be the American Civil Liberties Union. What the fuck was that shit you said?
Yep.
On the trigger!
Communism was the goal.
Question. When you say ACL, are you referring to the knee?
The American Civil
I know
Liberties Union.
full well what the ACLU is. I know full well what the ACLU is. I was trying to be funny.
Oh, sorry about that. We missed that part.
Yeah, sorry. I was being air traffic control. That went over my head.
Did you get to the helm?
Anyway, Anyway, thanks for hosting me, guys. I'm gonna go. It's like 4 a.m. almost here, so I'm gonna go to bed and sleep now.
Oh, I thought it was later than I thought it was later than that. I apologize. All right, actually no, I don't, because it's really not my fault.
Have a good night, guys.
Yep. Take care. I really enjoyed chatting with you.
Take care, dude.
Have a good night. Good. Bye, guys.
And it's nice to meet you.
Yeah. No, I like people who are willing to challenge me stuff.
Well, there was some challenging in there.
Unlike certain people we talk about, I actually like differing opinions. Weirdly enough. I mean, I'm no pushover. I'm not just going to agree with you because you tell me X, Y, and Z. But I like hearing people defend their positions.
If you're yelling at Main Gun, I get where you're going there. But if you're yelling at me, trying to chase me down with a fucking skateboard and a rock, and then you try and grab my weapon, now I'm left with a vote between you and me, between him and me. I vote for me.
Yeah.
I will vote for me every fracking time. All of the times.
Is there someone being stupid?
What?
Is there someone being stupid on the internet?
Well, there's always someone being stupid on the internet.
Somebody's cracking a joke.
The young Turks are always being stupid on the internet. And towards the end of testimony, even the young Turks are going, wait a minute. I didn't know that.
That was David Pac-Man.
Oh, David, no, I saw the look on Pac-Man's face when all that shit went down. Oh god. He's like, oh fuck. David Pac-Man.
Yeah. The Turks. I just watched a recent video from Actual Justice Warrior, and yeah, they're still doing the stupid.
Well, I think that's actually in the rules for the left. I mean, you can't be a proper leftist until you're doing stupid.
Shut up. Where would you put me on the political spectrum? Left, right, or center?
You're probably center.
Yeah, you seem to be You seem to be center.
Yeah.
You're at least willing to listen to a fucking argument. But then, according to folks that are on the left, if you're anywhere to the right of fucking Lenin, then you're the far alt right.
Yeah, you're an alt-right Nazi.
Except that Hitler was also on the left.
Yep.
You can argue with me all day.
Oh no, I know. But you see, that's what they label you. You see, when I mentioned that there's a rise in communism and you were like stunned and shocked, well, you can't be on the left because pretty much right now, 90% of all people who are truly on the left are in some level in support of a Marxist type movement. Whether it's socialism, communism, or full-on bloody Marxism.
Well, Marxism is actually a study of socialism. So I don't actually make the same. I'm not making the same distinction that you are. Oh.
Yeah. No, and actually, the other thing I would classify you is you're probably closer to what gets known as a normie, because the thing is a lot of normies are unaware of what's going on. They have no clue. They just don't care. They just want to live their lives, which they should be able to. But people behind the scenes are taking up these ideologies and.
See, here's the thing, Main Gun. I have to agree with you there. The more extreme your views, the more you can only view the world in extremes. I cannot take the world in its extremes. I'm left or right, for that matter. Although I'm more right than center. But then I tend to be I tend to lean libertarian as well. And you know, I've seen way too much in my life to really see either side as completely correct.
Yeah, that's what I see too.
Then you've got me, who's, well,
Sheltered.
No
There's
issue.
nothing wrong with being a normie. If you're a normie, big deal. You just want to live your life. You want to do things, and sadly, people are sneaking things. Are trying to do sneaky things behind your back. And,
yeah, I guess you could say
Well-
I'm sheltered.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
the word I would use
you know,
is sheltered.
A lot of people were sheltered. A lot of parents were sheltered. If it wasn't for the, you know what, strangely, the biggest benefit of the whole COVID pandemic is that when kids were doing their schooling from home, a lot of parents started seeing what their kids were being taught and started seeing all the ideologies being snuck in, and especially CRT, the big one, which is based off the foundation of Marxism, except it's all been altered to purely focus on racism, on not curing racism, but solidifying racism against white people. And it gets scary. And the thing is they as like has been found many times, they will claim, you know, that the things they're teaching are not CRT until you get 2 hours into a discussion with them, and then they go at the 2 hour, once they hit the 2 hour mark, they go, well, you know what? It is based off of CRT. It's like, what the hell? So yeah, there's been a lot of things going on, and it's just, it's not any one group in particular. It's just hundreds of little groups just wanting to destroy society for their own purpose, you know.
You know, when you said, you know what, it is actually based off CRT. I was thinking of something completely different.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
the whole intersectionality argument is, well, it's garbage, honestly, but...
No, I was thinking cathode ray tubes.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
he's talking
No,
about
they
critical
were
race
talking
theory.
about the theory, yeah. Which is yeah.
So what happens if I don't
Uses-
want to
it
go home,
used
you dick?
Marxism as a foundation, but just took everything out and just rewrote everything for, you know, for finding a pleasant way of fortifying racism against anybody white. And what stuns me is how many white people just like to hear this stuff. It's like they think it's a BDSM community, so that this is something new that they can you know, wit themselves with, you know, for pleasure.
Never
think
say
I-
that again.
It's called self-flagellation.
Yep.
Oh, now I know what I've done wrong.
Careful.
I know what I got wrong.
Not careful, tornado. Oh, what?
I have to go back and tell I have to go back and talk to Mike King about what's going on.
Ah,
I haven't done that yet.
squirrel. I thought we solved this. I thought we worked on your communication skills.
You're the one that can't read.
So we have Opal who can't read. You have Squirrel who can't talk.
Then you got Mr. Sheltered over here.
And then I can't hear.
I guess we're just all fucked up, aren't we? We are all fuckered up. Every one of us is squirreled up somehow. How about them apples?
Yeah. It's like we try and get by, but that's why we're all friends. We try to correct each other so that we don't, so that none of us go quite completely loony. After all, one set of TYT staff is too much for the world.
Yeah, I know, right?
Fuck you.
anyways, I'm not pretty enough to fit into a new skirt.
Yeah, you don't want to try Anna Kasperi. You don't want to try Anna's skirts anyway.
Yeah.
Honestly, you're not shaped correctly for it.
Okay, for those who don't know who that is.
Anna Kasparian, she is the token female for the Young Turks.
Yeah.
Please behave in front of His Majesty. No.
Well, I'm fairly certain she's the true believer. Chink, sometimes it's hard to tell. He looks like the true believer at times, but then there are other times he tips his hand and he's a grifter. He might be a little bit of both. So that's always a possibility.
You'll have to explain to me what true believer means in this context.
That is somebody who actually believes the crazy stuff they say. You know, like a flat earther
Or any follower of Ken
Flat
Ham.
aren't true believers.
Any follower of Ken Ham would be a true believer. Or worse, anybody that lives on the Dino Adventureland compound.
Yeah. A grifter is somebody who plays a position specifically to gain something, whether it's money, fame,
Kent Hovind,
or life.
Yes, and Kent's followers are all the true believers. Because they give that man millions of dollars for no fucking reason.
And don't forget Ray Comfort. He was definitely.
I have
No,
not.
that's Ray
I have.
Comfort.
It's going to take a nuclear weapon inside of my brain to forget about Ray Comfort.
Sorry about that.
Okay. Yeah, Banana Man. Just Banana Man. All the Banana Man.
Banana Man.
Banana Man. Oh, I like that one. I love it. Citation fucking needed.
Okay, would you believe I just came up with Banana Man, that Phenomena version, on the spot?
Yeah, I believe it. It's just really kind of neat. I like it.
Yeah, I like it too. I really liked it.
We should get the entire Stark Patrol to do that as a to do an a cappella choral version, chorale version for it.
Of Banana Man?
Banana Man, boom, 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 boom.
Oh God. That is the fastest way to a Ray Comfort lawsuit in the history of lawsuits.
You know what? Bring it on, bitch! Bring it!
Yep.
Bring it!
You want him to bring it all the on, don't you?
Oh yeah. I dare him to bring it on.
So hard. He would lose so hard. He would lose harder than that woman.
I dare you, Ray.
Who went against Sargon?
Aquila Hughes. That's
Yeah,
the
I
one.
couldn't think of her name. Yeah.
Aquila, obviously, also known as Aquila Hughes, who, for some strange reason, did not realize what the hell a copyright violation actually was. She doesn't know, and therefore she assumes that fair use means it has to be fair to her. And that's a losing proposition every fucking time. Motion to dismiss! Fuck Aquila! Motion granted. Enjoy your afternoon, Mr. Sargon. Okay. Should be here and is not here. Why is it not here? Did I not talk to the king like 5 times like I was supposed to? Or am I looking in the wrong spot? Probably both.
Man gun, I like that. You can try to sue me, but I'm a tank, so... ...
So yes, let's make some explosion.
Yeah.
It's locked. That's locked. And there is nothing behind here whatsoever.
Where's the diamond egg?
Yes, guys, I look like an idiot running around this castle the way I am, and you know what the sad part it is? I don't fucking care. I don't care.
Neither do I.
I could break out. I could go. You know what? If I wanted to be ridiculous, I'd go get myself a walkthrough like now. But no, I don't want to.
Yeah.
Why? Because the game itself is not actually important. We're here for the bants. Mad bants.
Bants.
We're here for the man in the yellow
And,
pants.
and to,
Oh, no. We don't want yellow pants, man. That boy rude. That boy be rude. Okay, be brave. Okay.
Well, that's a
What are we being brave about?
There.
I already returned to Alekia. What's still here?
I'll go through and I'll look for a good attack on T-Way, a good video about T-Way.
Okay, I'll go back to Alekia. What the hell? Did I miss something?
I'll send it to you later.
I must have missed something in Alekia.
Okay, I did not expect that to work half as well as that did.
What?
I'm putzing around with my I'm putzing around with an online mega meet, or I should say a Terra meet, and I did not expect that to work half as well as it ended up working.
Mm.
Oh, cool.
Sounds good to me.
Well, I didn't get a chance
Because
to ask
rotating
this while
puzzles are rotating.
Black Thunder. I didn't get a chance to ask this while no Black Thunder was around, but I may as well ask it since we're getting up there on time.
Nobody cares what.
were
Nobody
your
cares how
guys',
long this takes.
What were your? Yeah. What was your guys' favorite moments in the trial? What was your favorite moments in the trial?
When it ended.
Well, you don't know much about it, but we'll start with Sanji and then we'll let Squirrel tell us the long tale about it. What was your favorite, Sanji?
Day 8, when the judge was yelling at the prosecutor.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
That was a good one.
Was
yes.
the judge ready to throw down?
The judge looked like he was going to eat Binger alive.
Yeah.
If the
Binger
judge had been on the other
literally.
side, Binger would have been dead. There would be no Binger, no prosecutor. The judge would be up on murder charges. Just ooh. Even Emily Baker's going, damn. And Emily D. Baker and Nate the lawyer were both prosecutors at one point in their lives.
Nate Brody?
Nate Brody. Nate Brody went from cop. Nate Brody went from cop to prosecutor in stages. And he originally thought that Rittenhouse was going to get hammered. And after looking at all the evidence, he went, "Yeah, no. The kid's out. The kid's scot free."
Main guy liked the Asian food one. I have to admit, that was a good joke. I thought that was a fair joke.
The Asian food. Nom nom.
Was strangely enough, the thing that really hooked me into the trial was Gage's testimony on cross. That was my favorite.
That's correct.
Yep. Yep. I love that. Okay, now, Squirrel, unleash on us your favorite part.
When he sees his enemies driven before him. And hears the lamentations of the salt miners.
Okay. Now I figured out who the hell it was I was supposed to talk to, and that was Luffy upstairs. I should have known.
Yeah.
Hey, Squirrel.
So, Squirrel, what was your favorite part of the trial? Or moment?
I think it was when he heard the lamentations of the salt miners.
The lamentation of the... Yes, we'll scatter our enemies before us and listen to the lamentation of the salt miners.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the Conan reference had to be made.
Squirrel, wait!
What is best in life? Scatter your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentations of the women.
Oh, you're about to gain up another party member, or you probably
Nope.
already have. We're just catching up to you.
No, hold on. To hear the lamentations of the women.
That was a fight.
I'm sorry about the bad Arnold impression.
That's fine.
But also, this is my opinion, if your opinion. Yeah. What am I going to do with this unholy terror of a Megaminx? Actually, no, this isn't a Megaminx, it's an unholy terror of a Petaminx. Okay, no, this is the Petaminx's younger brother. What am I saying? Blah!
As long as it's not named Rosenbaum.
No, this is named Brain Bomb.
Oh, brain bomb.
Ah.
That sizzling sound you're hearing is my all of my brain cells crying out for mercy.
I've cried my noggin once or twice in my life. Not fun.
Mom, are you okay?
Please tell me she's okay.
I think she's okay.
I don't know what this flash fill does. Oh, I see.
It makes you the defender of the universe.
You did gain another party member.
I
You'll
Did,
save
yes.
every one of us.
One of us. One of us. Oh, wait.
No, you're getting it wrong again, Squirrel. I was trying to do flash. Ah!
Oh, no. No. We're looking for Jack the Pumpkin King.
You're looking for what?
Jack the Pumpkin King. This is Halloween. This is Halloween. Halloween.
Copyright strike incoming.
Not gonna happen. I can claim it's a cover, and they won't be able to do anything about it.
What has that stopped Disney before?
What?
What has that stopped the House of Mouse before?
What? You can go there and tell them to get bent. In fact, maybe I'll engage you as a process server.
What?
You can take the lawsuit down to Disney. And serve it on them because, yeah, that's a thing.
Wait, why are you roping me into this?
Because reasons. Because I can.
Terrible.
Of course I'm terrible. I've always been terrible. You're just learning this now.
No, I am not just learning this now. But you are a vicious and evil bastard. And
You're
you
right.
should be ashamed of yourself.
Yes, I should. Unfortunately, I don't shame very well. I am not easily shamed by any action. Whether it was me that did it or you.
Oh, damn, this has been a good stream.
But on the upside, if I did, if I did by some chance, do something shame, ask you to do something shameful, at least you'd have got some money out of it. You'd be paid well for that purpose.
Unless it was to sick the mama bear on you.
Why would sicking Mom NATO on me be shameful? Come on.
Oh, man, God, you're awesome. You're awesome, man. You are awesome.
Okay.
Absolutely correct, Man Gun. I have no singing voice, and I really wouldn't want one anyway. Because then they start treating me like Michael Jackson, and I really don't want to be treated like that. I have better things to do with my existence. I get treated either like Michael Jackson or Britney Spears. Neither one of those is acceptable.
No kidding.
They consider me a nutcase and try and put me away.
Wait, hold on. You don't want to be treated like Michael Jackson?
No. Do you have the foggiest idea what the shit happened to Michael Jackson? That shit went on. His entire existence went all kinds of wrong.
Yeah. Hell, he lost his nose.
He what?
He lost his nose. You heard.
Yeah.
How did he lose his nose?
It fell off.
And where did...
Wasn't in that.
Where did he find it?
What?
He had to find his nose somehow, right? If he lost it.
No, actually, it pretty much just disintegrated.
Oh.
He had to have it rebuilt.
Might I ask how his nose ended up completely deciding to say, fuck you, I'll just vanish from the face of the earth?
I forget. I do know that he sued the shit out of Pepsi and won.
He what?
He sued the shit out of Pepsi and won.
How did he win?
Because Pepsi set him on fire?
Yeah.
Please tell me you're being figurative when you say that.
No, there's actually video of it from 1984. It was 1984 or 1986. Sometime in the late 80s, he was getting off of an aircraft to fireworks, and his hair caught fire.
Please tell me he didn't actually get hurt.
Major burns? Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, no wonder he won.
Yeah. He was, how do they call that, badly damaged.
Although then again, it does explain how his music career went down in flames.
Yeah, actually, yeah, it did go down pretty well after that. Then there was the whole Batman thing.
Batman?
Yeah, the movie Batman. Or no, that was Prince. Sorry. Prince did the entire soundtrack for the Batman, for the Michael Keaton Batman movie, and they tried to not pay him.
Prince?
What?
That was Prince?
Yeah.
No, okay. Well, what I got.
I thought he was the artist formerly known as Prince.
He was originally known as Prince, Columbia Records.
Yeah.
He was trying to get away from them. Okay, time for me to get my ass kicked.
Yeah, he broke his nose while dancing. That's what it was. I thought it was the fire.
I know this guy.
Well,
He's gonna kick my ass. Watch it. Watch the screen, guys. This guy's getting ready to kick me in the dick, and there's no way I'm getting out of it.
well, at least he didn't have to suffer with being a joke on Animaniacs for very long, did he?
Yeah, no, not so much.
No. Fingerprint.
561 points damage. Whoop. There I go.
Oh, I like that one. Yeah, I remember that one. Fingerprints.
Fingerprints. Yeah. Here you go.
And that was a joke. That was a joke that went over every kid's head, and every parent in the room probably chuckled.
Or groaned. There were some more puritanical parents that flipped the fuck out.
Yeah.
Don't you mean the politically correct parents?
No, puritanical parents. We didn't have much in terms of political correctness at that time.
Yeah.
Puritanical parents lost their minds.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
See, here's the thing. In the 1970s and 1980s, the people on the far right were the ones that were actually were the ones being the shitheads.
Yeah. They were being the stupids. Yeah.
They were being the stupids. Nowadays, not so much.
Oh.
Now the script's completely flipped.
Yep. That's why I'm trying to buffer things down because I don't know, something about humans like to keep that pendulum swinging more and more with more momentum each time it swings.
Unfortunately, this is the part of the program where I have to hop off.
Oh, you actually made it a whole 2 hours there, Sanjin.
Wow, I'm impressed.
Yes.
Squirrel.
Actually, I've had a good time with Tornado here. I mean,
Because he did too many plastic surgeries and completely destroyed the cartilage in the tip of his nose. So he had to have
and then the final drum. Yeah. Well, the final straw is he got into an accident while dancing, and that just did it. You know, there was no recovery after that.
Because I want to hear my own brain. I want to hear all my brain cells scream. Please make it stop.
I don't know if she's referring to the puzzle or the live stream.
The puzzle.
Oh.
I've got it in my head that I'm a severe sadomasochist by doing this puzzle.
I have to go to the castle to go get Lila and then take her back to her village.
We may as well wrap things up in the next 10 minutes here.
Yeah,
Oh, look,
okay.
I thought I heard fireworks.
Huh?
I don't know. Don't want to know about your strange, desires.
Oh.
You know, you might not want to spill too many
The
secrets.
sound you're hearing is my brain. The Cecily sound you're hearing? Can you hear it?
What's your brain screaming?
Yes.
No more, make the hurting stop. Right?
Yep.
Anyway, I gotta go. See ya.
Okay, take care. I was gonna thank him for joining the stream. That was that really enjoyed having Tornado on there. No Black Thunder too. I really enjoyed having him too.
Alright, let's see if I can find this Lila creature. Ooh. Ooh, I got a row 5. It means I can actually get Lufia back up if something stupid happens. Alright. So I need to find this Lila creature. Apparently the princess likes our hero Squirrel. Squirrel. Yeah, you know what, Main Gun? You should come chill. You should come and hang out, man. Seriously.
Oh.
That's right. This is the princess's room. That's not where Lila is. So where'd she go? One of these is Lila.
I don't know. I'm waiting for I'm waiting for the thing to catch up. So.
In the back rooms of the castle. Back over here. There's Sharon's king.
Oh, I just saw you get another. Oh, temporary party member.
Yeah, she doesn't fight much. Something about being a maid, and not a proper battle maid like one would normally expect, but just somebody that cleans. Okay, so we have to do the we have to do the things now. How are we doing for? Oh, we're not up to par. So let's go do the saving, or the resting, and then we'll go do the saving, and then we can actually sign out.
Yeah. Wrap up. Next time we'll just ask.
Are you on Discord at all, Mingun?
Discord chat. He is.
Because if he's on Discord, we can simply invite him.
Yeah, we'll just invite him on. But we're shutting up shop. We're shutting up shop.
At least for today. We'll be back tomorrow morning with some games we're actually going to pay attention to, because fucking reasons. That's why.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's it. That's the end of that one. It actually the game soft locks if you tell it to if you actually end things. It soft locks.
Oh, there he is. I did random. I thought I did.
Anyone want to jump in? You're a clown who thinks he was justified murdering those two kids, even with his illegal gun and illegally being in that state underage with a firearm. That charge should have stuck at the very least, but hey, whatever works, mate. Let's see. Next reply. At No Black Thunder, at Hogue Law, at Bad Legal Takes. I know BS when I see it, bud. Just like this debate. Look. Just like this debate. Look. I said what I said. No point in the all-day Twitter fingers. You go and have a good sleep. We're done here. No, we're not done here. Political party isn't relevant when white. Protesters, not victims, right? No, they were they were not protesters either. They were rioters. Grosskreutz even admitted to being there to cause trouble. So, fuck you and the horse you're riding on.
Yep.
But Grosskreutz had come down from Milwaukee to Kenosha. He had to travel nearly an hour to be in Kenosha that night. Kyle came across the Illinois state line and was only on the road for about 15 minutes. It's not like Antioch is down near, I don't know, Peoria. The thing is Hogue Law actually is a lawyer. I don't know about Bad Legal Takes, but Hogue Law is a lawyer.
Yeah.
He does largely copyright law in copyright and defense law in the video game space.
Yeah.
Should be 11 o'clock Pacific tomorrow, and I'd be calling the Snark Patrol about 10:30 or so.
Yeah, just make yourself available online,
And we'll invite you in. You can come hang. It'll be great.
yeah.
Mind you, we're going to be chasing whales for part of that time. We have to do a port report. So that'll be fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, Kyle wins.
Yep.
And then Mark Richards wins in spite of himself. This guy,
No.
This guy was drunk, walking down the hall, slipped on a banana peel, did a sextuple backflip, and actually managed to come down on his feet. Only to take 2 steps, slip on the same fucking banana peel, rinse and repeat. The level of competence on display on the part of both the prosecutor and the defense was absolutely shocking.
Yeah.
Okay, and these are the same people that ran Barnes off. They ran off a national level litigator, a con law lawyer even, in order to grab all the glory for himself, which fortunately for him, he managed to get. He's actually tried cases against Bigger. But he had no photographs on the walls. No photographs on the walls in his office of successful defendants.
Ooh.
None. And he's been a defense attorney for 20 odd years.
Yeah, Ricardo's panel was saying how odd it is that there's been no one that's tried a vetting process for lawyers. One of them talked about, I wish I could be more accurate on it, but he said they looked at one firm, I guess you could call it, but one place that all it was a list, and they said, I do believe they said that some of the lawyers on them had bar violations, and others were like disbarred or out of practice.
Suspended, out of practice, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm almost certain at some point they had Richard Leibowitz on board. You know, the copyright troll.
So, yeah. And another one made the wisecrack is, like, if you really want a good referral system, the strange thing is you have to talk to the actual bad guys, because they keep track. The career ones actually keep track of which are the good lawyers and which aren't. So in order to get a good referral system, you have to be somebody who actually belongs in jail.
See, Main Gun, our state AG, the state insurance commissioner here in Washington said that under no circumstances are legal defense insurance allowed to be sold. So I couldn't get that. I couldn't get that insurance even if I wanted to.
Yeah.
I'd have to go to some place where guns are actually legal.
Considering what we saw in this trial, are uncontestedly legal these days. Considering how Kyle's gun charge was handled.
But I also realized that if he'd been convicted on any of those counts, he would have no doubt done the max and an extra 5 years because there was a gun. Reckless endangerment would be 12 years, and an extra 5 for the fact that the reckless endangerment involved a gun. So he was looking at a minimum of 17 years, and that's for the least count. The least count.
Ouch.
I've actually considered that of late, Main Gun. Going out living in the middle of the continent? Yeah, it's tornado territory, but you know what? I think I'd rather deal with the tornadoes than the rioters.
Oh, God, yeah. Well, that's why they don't riot there, because the tornado touches down.
No, they don't riot there
They're all
because
gone.
there's not enough people to make a big enough impact. If I burn down a building in the middle of buttfuck Egypt, nobody cares. If I go into a major city and burn down a building, people will take notice. It'll make national news, and then everybody will be fucking scared. Terrorists want people to scare people. Terrorists, terror. It doesn't take a fucking degree of Latin to know where that comes from.
Yeah, well, I was thinking of about tornadoes sucking them all up. Coming through. And spreading them out all over the state. You land here, and you land here, and you can land over there.
If I thought for 5 seconds that I'd get away with it, I'd just round them all up and string their entrails through the trees like Christmas decorations.
Well, we better wrap this up because I might turn in early tonight.
All right. So I suppose that's going to be the end of it for us tonight. It's 2.5. We're 2.5 hours down, and the game's been cut off. So, all right. For those of you who want to know the actual name of the game, it was Luthia and the Fortress of Doom, not Rise of the Sinistrals, because I'm an idiot. I grabbed the wrong game. Misidentified game cartridge. Because of course it was. All right. So that's going to be it for us today. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share with everybody you know. Most of the folks you don't do appreciate the super chats tonight. That was they're rare, but they are actually quite nice to have. Streamlabs takes less money though, so if you don't want to see people lose 30% to YouTube, Streamlabs only takes like 10%. So. And most of the time I get the money a lot faster. All right. You have a nice night there, Main Gun. And between now and the next time we see you, be safe. Miss Saying.
And ladies, good news. Kyle is free.
Yep, Kyle is free this weekend. Come get some. All right, folks. Seizure.
I was waiting for that.
The defendant will rise, face the jury, and hearken to its verdicts.
And we'll just let this run again, because why not?
As to the first count of the information, Joseph Rosenbaum. We, the jury, find the defendant Kyle H. Rittenhouse not guilty. As to the second count of the information, Richard McGinnis. We, the jury, find the defendant Kyle H. Rittenhouse not guilty. As to the third count of the information, unknown male. We, the jury, find the defendant Kyle H. Rittenhouse not guilty. As to the fourth count of the information, Anthony Huber, we, the jury, find the defendant Kyle H. Rittenhouse not guilty. As to the fifth count of the information, Gage Grosskreutz, we, the jury, find the defendant Kyle H. Rittenhouse not guilty.
Holy
Victory!
shit! Oh my god!
Oh man, I was just.
You guys, Nate
Oh,
is
what a
gonna come
reaction.
on here and be like, I told you guys when everybody thought that all
First
was
of all,
lost.
what a reaction.
We started. Just
Breathe,
about-
man, breathe, kid. Breathe.
And I.
His
I
whole
told
life,
you it was
his
last
whole life just came back
Oh
to
my
it.
God.
This is 3 weeks. You were a wonderful jury to work with. You were punctual. You were attentive. And the forgotten six over here who had a very difficult job of